Praise God, Reverend Dr. Catherine Weathers from the Pastor Catherine Weathers Show. And today, God is going to bless us with some message that He wants to bestow upon us today. Donald Trump is busy. President Donald Trump met with Saudi Arabia Deputy Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman at the White House on Tuesday for a discussion likely to touch on economic relations and efforts to stop the war in Syria. Trump, who took office in January, and Prince Mohammed, who is also the kingdom's defense minister, kicked off their talk in the Oval Office where they posed for a picture in front of journalists and did not take questions. The meeting was the first since Trump's January 20th inauguration with the prince, who is leading the kingdom's efforts to revive state finances by diversifying the economy away from a reliance of falling crude oil revenue. So this picture was taken March 14th. It is reported, President Trump spoke to the Muslim world. President Trump says that Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has committed unspeakable crimes bolstered by Iran. In an address to Muslim leaders gathered in Saudi Arabia Sunday, Trump called upon countries around the world to work together to end the humanitarian crisis in Syria. Trump denounced Iranian aggression in the region and said that the longest suffering victims are the Iranian people. He says the Iranian people have endured hardship and despair under their leader's reckless pursuit of conflict and terror. 5:57 p.m. President Donald Trump says that every nation must shoulder the burden of rooting out terrorism from their countries. In an address to the leader of Muslim majority countries in Riyadh Sunday, Trump said every nation has an absolute duty to ensure that terrorism finds no quarter on their soil. Trump said terrorist groups do nothing to inspire but kill. He said all countries must work together to honestly confront the crisis of Islamic extremists and the Islamists and Islamic terror of all kinds. And we're going to end there because, as we know, today, 5:22, he's meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister. President Donald Trump on Monday said he never mentioned the word or the name Israel during his recent meeting with Russian diplomats. Trump has been accused of divulging sensitive information to those officials. Trump's comments came during a news conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, a little better, on Sunday. Trump was full of praise for Muslim world history and culture. He declared Islam one of the world's great faiths, and he praised the Middle East's potential even as he underlined his own vision of a United States with tighter borders, saying, "This region should not be a place from which refugees flee, but to where newcomers flock." White House officials said they considered Trump's address to be a counterweight to President Barack Obama's debate speech to the Muslim world in 2009 in Cairo. Trump avoid pointing to Saudi human rights issues. And I'm not going on to talk about what Barack Obama did or didn't do because Trump is president now. And I really believe in focusing on what he's doing or not doing. Amen. Trump fights against terror, a battle between good and evil. On Sunday, his speech, Trump's Sunday speech, the centerpiece of his 2-day visit to Saudi Arabia, addressed the leaders of 50 Muslim majority countries. And this article was by Jonathan Lemry and Julie Pace. President Donald Trump and Saudi Arabia King Salman inaugurated a new state-of-the-art center in Riyadh to monitor and combat extremists on May 21, 2017. The project began 2 years ago before Trump took office, demanding Middle East leaders combat a crisis of Islamic extremism emanating from their homeland. President Donald Trump tried to revive his previous anti-Muslim rhetoric while recasting the fight against terrorism as a battle between good and evil instead of a clash between the West and Islam. Again, it's interesting it's happening this week. Remember, Saturday is the beginning of Ramadan. Trump addresses Sunday Trump's address Sunday was the centerpiece of his 2-day visit to Saudi Arabia, his first stop overseas as president. During a meeting of more than 50 Arabs and Muslim leaders, he sought to chart a new course for America's role in the region, one aimed squarely at eliminating terrorism, with less focus on promoting human rights and democratic reform. Beautiful. 4 months into a turbulent term with his White House in chaos, President Donald Trump is embarking on his first international trip, a 5-stop marathon through the Middle East and Europe. And we pray that he makes good. We are not here to lecture. We are not here to tell other people how to live, what to do, who to be, or how to worship. Trump said, speaking in a room fixed with 11 chandeliers and 6 giant video screens. Instead, we are here to offer partnership based on shared interests and values to pursue a better future for us all. And we're going to. Terrorists do not worship God. They worship death, he said. If you choose the path of terror, your life will be empty. Your life will be brief, and your soul will be full, condemned. Trump's speech came amidst a renewed courtship of United States Arab allies. Trump held individual meetings with leaders of several nations, including Egypt and Qatar, Cooperation Council, and joining Saudi King Salman in opening Riyadh new anti-terrorism center. A Sunday meeting with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi underscored the kinship with Trump saluting his counterpart on the April release of Egyptian American charity worker Aya Hijazi, who had been detained in the country for nearly 3 years. And we will end that there. Orb touching by Trump. Arab ruler in Saudi Arabia draws ridicule. Press TV images of United States President Donald Trump, his Egyptian counterpart Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and Saudi King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud simultaneously touching a glowing globe to inaugurate an anti-extremist center in Riyadh have sparked ridicule on social media. And that's all we're going to say about that. Trump was commemorated by the Prime Minister for going to the West Wall, Bethlehem. According to a Trump administration official, a meeting in Ramallah would be making a statement that could be interpreted in undesirable ways. So the PA autocrat will be met in Bethlehem. An official in the Trump administration told Aras Shava today that United States President Donald Trump is not interested in visiting Ramallah during his upcoming visit to Israel. According to the official, a meeting in Ramallah would be making a statement, and the president advisors have recommended against any statement that could be interpreted and undesirable.